Good morning. We will begin our class. Today's class be some twisting, and you'll see that I'm going to kind of be building on some of the postures. So we might do them one time in a more modified way with ways to build on that. And then the second time, you can go back to the way you did it before or build on that a little bit. So props you may need for today's class, probably if you have them, a block or two. And if you don't, no worries. You could use nothing. You could use books or just kind of don't have to have anything, just letting you know what might be useful. So again, it's about twisting. Please remember where you are today, and that can change day to day. Even if you've been doing yoga forever, if you've had a tough weekend, pushing limits is okay as long as it's not pushing towards injury, but you're pushing because it feels right. And always take a step back as needed. Remember your breath. Okay, so we'll get started by setting the mindset, getting ourselves ready to be present and be mindful with each move. So any seated position that can allow for you to support the spine in its alignment with ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Starting to relax where you can through the hips, the thighs, the shoulders, the face. Noticing the activity of your mind and allowing all that you've done or all that you need to do to just kind of stay aside. Allowing yourself to start to shift that attention more to the rhythm of your breath. Establishing a smooth, even rhythm in and out through the nose if possible. With your attention increasingly on the breath, if there is an intention that comes up that you'd like to set for today's practice, then focus in on that now. And imagine using your breath to light up your cells, your mind, your heart, your spirit, and everything around you with the energy of that intention. And to seal that intention, you can bring your palms together at heart center and gently draw your chin in and down. Bringing your head back up to a neutral position and opening your eyes. I'm going to move right into a hands and knees position. So I guess one other prop that could be useful would be a blanket or an extra mat if you need that cushioning under your knees. And we're just going to warm up with some cat cows and then kind of a C formation. So checking that even now, while it's easier, keeping some weight through the fingertips, not just in the base of your hand to protect your wrist. And those wrists are under shoulders, knees are under hips. You can tuck your toes under if you want to bring a little energy into the toe joints. And just follow the rhythm of your breath. On your next inhalation, you can move right on into that cow pose, lifting the chin, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly. And as you exhale, we're going to reverse that. So rounding the back so the shoulder blades are spread and the back is lifting toward the sky, chin tucked. And again, inhaling and smoothly moving with the inhalation to move all the way through cow with a smooth curve through the spine. And then exhaling again. As you scoop the tailbone under, gaze back at your thighs. And one more full round. You can make your way back to a neutral position and then making those, so if you were looking down, kind of like making a C formation. As you exhale next, you're going to just bring your right shoulder towards your right hip, and you can look back that way if you'd like. Your inhale will bring you to center, belly stays drawn in, and exhale, left shoulder to left hip, looking back at your left foot. Inhale to center, and again on your own, just one or two more times each side. And making your way back to center. Keep the toes tucked under and start to walk your hands back. Again, just waking up those toe joints. Can come up to your fingertips, keep those outer ankles lifted. And if your body will allow for it, you can set your weight down on the heels. And maybe even take the hands off the mat. And just breathe into the feet, the toes. If you want to take the hands behind you to wake up the shoulders, interlace the fingers, lift the heart, lift the arms. And release down, take the hands in front, walking into puppy dog, checking that hips stay over the knees. You can walk the hands out here. If you have a block, you could use that for your arms. Let the hips stay high, chin approaches the earth. If you feel any pain in the shoulders, just take the arms a little wider. And again, if you have those blocks and just want to see what that looks like, just might allow for a little bit more of a stretch through the shoulders. And then start to press through the hands. Move the blocks out of the way if you were using them. And you're back to that hands and knees position. We're going to walk the knees back, come into a knee plank or a full plank, and just press back through the heels for a moment. And then bend the knees slightly, lift the hips up and back into your first downward facing dog. Looking back to make sure the feet are hip width apart, stretching your chest towards your thighs. And if you'd like to, you can pedal it out, lowering one heel, straightening that knee a little bit more, and then the other back and forth a few times. And then in that static downward facing dog, to get a little bit of a side stretch, you can start to turn your heels, both heels, over to the right side of your mat. Hands stay flat. You don't really twist, you're just getting a nice stretch down from, probably feel it from the left outer shoulder all the way down that side, kind of along the lats. And again, you don't have to be doing this. You could stay in downward dog. And then we're going to come back to neutral and then to the other side. So both heels over to the left side of your mat, hands stay flat. And then back to center, knees bent again. We're going to bring the right foot forward. If you'd like to lower the knees first, you can do that. And use your core to bring that foot all the way up and forward between your fingertips. Maybe even slide that left knee back just a little bit and try to have your weight bearing, not like on the kneecap, but almost above the kneecap, almost toward the lower thigh. And as you start to feel steady, you could stay there or bring the hands up to your heart center. And maybe shift your weight a little bit forward, keeping length in the low back. And coming back, just making a little dynamic shift forward. Back. Shift forward, hold there. And we're going to make a little bit of a twist to the right. So we're going to open the left arm forward, reach the right arm back, and you could just simply take that hand outside the right thigh, and the other hand can just reach back. Or if you want to go a little further, that back right hand can reach for your left leg. Option of reaching the left arm up. Keeping your hips forward and square to the front short edge of your mat. And then bringing the left hand back to the knee. Coming back to forward. Now we're going to bring the hands to the inside of the leg and walk that foot over just a bit. Right foot over to the right. You can untuck the toes and start to bend your elbows. And see if the forearms want to approach the floor and maybe even come to the floor. A little bit of a lizard pose. You could interlace the fingers, relax the head and neck. Option of tucking those back toes under again to lift the knee for these last couple of breaths here. If the left knee is up, release it back to the mat. Untuck the toe, press back into the hands. And from here, you can just take that right leg back. So you can swing it back, coming back to either modified plank or full plank, and then pushing up and back into downward dog. So time for the other side. If you'd like to, you can lower the knees first to bring the left foot forward. Otherwise, from downward dog, you can bring the left foot forward and place it between the hands. Wiggle the toes back of your right leg before releasing the very top of your knee down to the mat. Toes can stay tucked or not. And once you feel balanced, spreading the front toes, you could bring hands up to heart center, and a little bit of a dynamic movement here, just shifting your weight forward slightly to feel a stretch in the front of the right thigh, and then coming back, going back and forth a few times, keeping, again, length in the low back, so lower abs are engaged. And then holding. Moving into a twist here, you could place the hand there and just reach back. Or you could take that left hand, start to bring it down towards the right lower leg. Option of bringing the right arm up. And bring the right hand back. Left arm up, everything comes around into the inside of your left foot. Allow the left foot to walk over just a bit to the outer edge of the mat. And start to bend the elbows. And if the forearms want to come all the way to the mat or to your block, you can allow for that, but don't force it. Lightly interlacing fingers, relaxing the head, the back of your neck. Option of tucking the toes under on your right foot and lifting that knee. And the right knee comes back to the mat. Press your hands into the earth, straighten the elbows and bring your torso up. Left leg goes back and make your way into downward facing dog. Take one more full breath here and exhale everything out. And as you inhale, you can look towards the hands and start to walk the feet forward, keeping them hip width apart. And then release yourself into a gentle forward fold. Head is heavy, spine is long. Arms can dangle or maybe hold the opposite elbow. Wiggle the toes. Circle out the wrists. Draw the belly in as you drop the hips a bit more and engage all those core muscles. So strong spine, and either bring the hands out as you rise up to standing, or you can use your thighs to support and come all the way up. Bring the arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to do some standing spinal twists. And this is where, if you have blocks, you might enjoy using them, but they're absolutely not necessary. If you do, place one of those blocks between your upper thighs, like this. And that's a really good way to keep the knees in line with the ankles and hips. If you don't, you're just going to be hip width apart. The other block, if you have it, can be on its long edge to make it higher, or short edge between your feet, kind of towards the front part of your feet. Okay? If not, again, no big deal. I'm going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, which is dropping into chair pose with the hands at the heart center. Next step would be to release that left hand to the block, or you can dangle or reach the floor. Other arm, just start with it on your back, starting to open up the left side of your body, turning the head without straining. Option of reaching that left hand to the sky, palm facing the left, fingers spread, shoulders away from ear. Keep squeezing that block if you have it for one more inhale. And then exhale, you can release and take yourself into a gentle forward fold. To relax the legs for a moment. Preparing for the other side, start to drop the hips, engage the core muscles, and if you want to use that block, you can have your hand on the block. On your inhale, start with the right hand on your low back and just open up the chest to the right. If you are using your fingers on the floor, keep that elbow on the inside of your left knee. Option of reaching that hand high to the sky, powerfully reaching through fingertips, belly drawn in, neck is long. And as you exhale, you can just release yourself into that soft forward fold. And you can release the block from between your thighs if you were using it. Slowly and carefully either roll up to standing or engage the core, drop the hips, and powerfully come up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Release the arms down. So we're going to build on that with some options of taking it a little bit farther. I'm going to turn and face you because it may be helpful just to have a different angle, and I don't have a cameraman to work around me. So, but we'll begin with the same, stop where you need to. So hands at heart center this time to start as we drop the hips back and down into your chair pose. Careful that the knees don't start to go wide as we move deeper into this option. So again, left fingertips down to the block or to the floor. Right arm, or left arm, sorry, to the sky. Check that that left knee hasn't gazed out too much to the side. This time, option of bringing that upper left arm all the way around, kind of under your right thigh, and maybe even letting the right arm find it. If you did that, then just draw that left shoulder back, keep your hips back, check your knees are still in line with hips and ankles. And wherever you are, slowly bring yourself out of it into a gentle forward fold. Check in with your breath. These poses can kind of get your heart rate up more than you would think they would. So take a break as needed. And we'll start moving into the other side. So from your forward fold, start to bend into the hips and knees a bit to get those hips back. Sliding your left fingertips to your block or between the feet and the right hand to the sky. You can stay right there or right hand continues on around. So the back of the hand is at the left outer thigh. Maybe the left hand comes and finds it. You draw the shoulders down and back, lifting the body away from the thighs. From wherever you are, slowly bring yourself safely back to a gentle forward fold. And drop the hips by bending the knees and safely make your way all the way up to standing with hands at heart center, back to Tadasana mountain pose. Okay, so we're going to be coming back to that for one more crazy fun option, but we're going to stay here for a standing balance pose that also incorporates some twists. So go ahead and pick a spot in front of you. If you want to have a wall nearby, you'd want it on your left side to begin with. And we're just going to lift the right heel, soften the left knee and spread those toes. And let the right thigh just float up. This may be enough. Option of taking the left hand outside the knee and maybe even reaching the right hand behind you, twisting the torso. The gaze can follow. I'm going to stay forward, keeping an eye on you guys. Now, the other final option would be with that left hand to hold your right big toe and extend the leg straight out in front. And then finally, of course, taking your gaze back is going to add some challenge. I think that nice twist to the torso while working on balance. Gaze comes back, and from wherever you are, you start and come back to Tadasana. So balance poses are tricky, and sometimes it's kind of a reflection of your life. If your life is a little out of balance, sometimes the body is, but by working on the balance physically, it can actually help to kind of bring a sense of balance and order. And it's really good for keeping those muscles working. So we're just going to start switching over to the other side. So balancing on the right. You could just lift the left heel, otherwise let the thigh float up. Start to think about twisting. Take the left hand behind you, right hand outside the left thigh, and you could just stay there. You could reach that left hand straight out behind you, level with the shoulder. And final option would be to hold on to the left big toes and possibly turn your gaze as well. Nice. Stay right there for one more breath. You can turn your gaze forward. Start to make your way back to the starting position and release the foot to the floor. Good. We're going to go back to that chair position squat, and one little fun standing balance option with that. Again, take it where you want to. I'll stay facing this way just so you can kind of get a feel for it, and then maybe turn to the side for the other side. All right, ready? Hands at heart center. We're going to take it into chair, Utkatasana. From there, you can just take the left fingertips down and open up into your twist. Or if you were able to get the arm all the way around and make that connection, start shifting your energy and weight into the right foot, lift your left heel. Take your gaze along the floor in front of you and see if you want to lift that left foot up with the option of straightening that knee. Maybe not for me today, I'm not sure. And then you can bend the knee, you can stay there longer, I'm coming out of it, and you just release yourself back down. And we're where everyone started. Into that forward fold and release. All right, we're ready for the other side. Join along when you're ready. So dropping the hips by bending the knees. Knees stay in line with each other. You can just stay here with your twist. You can even just take the hands at heart center. Or if that left arm wants to come all the way around and you're able to make that connection under the right thigh, keep the shoulder back. Start shifting your weight into that left foot. Lift the right heel. And then if you want to, let your eyes kind of just gaze along the floor as you come up. Find a spot in front of you to focus on. An option of straightening that right leg. Still breathing. And then you can bend the knee. Slowly bring your foot back down and release into a forward fold. From that forward fold, take an inhale, look up, and exhale one foot at a time. You can step back to plank. Some of you can lower to Chaturanga Dandasana, or you can just shift the hips forward and up, toes tucked under for upward facing dog, modified, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then exhale, engage the core, lift up and back into downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, use your core to bring that foot all the way forward between the hands. So as we did at the beginning of class, you can take the knee down to the mat if you'd like, or this time it can stay up from the beginning. Hands to heart center. Press back through the back heel, solid through the front foot, knee over ankle. Take an inhale here, reaching the arms up, and exhale, open the arms out to the side. You can take your gaze with it. Stay right there, or back right hand can reach for the left thigh, and the arm comes up. And then arms parallel to the earth, hands to heart center. Lower the knee to the mat. Walk the right foot over. Bring the fingertips or hands palms flat and tuck the toe. Once more, we'll take the foot over to the side, start to bend the elbows into lizard. Relaxing the head. Lift the head up. Walk the hands in a bit. Tuck the toe under. Lift the knee up. We'll just simply take the right foot back and the left foot forward. Hand to the outside, so walk the right foot so that you feel like you're in a solid lunge. Option of lowering the knee. When you feel steady and ready, you can bring the hands up to heart center. Check the weight bearing between the feet. Trying to push the mat away from you in both directions. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open them out to the side, parallel to the floor. Try to straighten through that back knee. You can stay there or start to reach back with one hand up with the other. And then hands parallel to the earth. Back to heart center. Release the hands down. Lower the knee if it's not. Foot back over to the left. And forearms toward the mat. And slide that right leg back a bit for a deeper stretch. Maybe even untuck the toes. Lift the gaze a bit, press into the hands, and take that left leg back. And we're just in hands and knees. So we're gonna do a modified, kind of a baby wild thing. And then second round, you can do that again, or you can go into full wild thing. So from hands and knees position, take the left leg back, lift it to the sky, and then bend the knee again and kind of take it over and open. So you're trying to open this side. You can stay there, or you can start to bring that foot around. It'll land outside your mat on your ball of your foot and lift the left hand to the sky. Now opening your heart center up to the sky. And then slowly start to untwist, bringing the hand back to your mat, left leg up and down. For the other side, walk the right leg back, lift it up, bend the knee again, lift it even higher as you start to open the front of that thigh to the right side. If you'd like to, you can bring the ball of that foot down to the mat and start to lift the right hand up to the sky, opening the heart in the palm. Taking in joy, your intention again. And then exhaling, hand to the mat. Leg back up and down. Okay, we'll take a break here for just a moment, getting a breath by stretching through the wrists. Maybe even turn the left fingertips back towards your thigh. Do the same with the other hand. So you can repeat that, doing that modified wild thing from hands and knees, or those that would like to and have done it before can bring it, we'll go into it from downward facing dog. Shoulders are relaxed, pressing into the fingertips to take stress off the wrist. Lift the left leg up high to the sky, bend the knee, and just kind of open up that side. Feel free to stay right there. If you want to go farther, just like we did from hands and knees, that left foot is going to find the floor, the ball of the foot will find the floor. You'll go to the outer blade of that right foot with a straight knee and open up the hand and heart to the sky. To come out of it, hand comes down, you'll spin back around on that right foot, left leg high, and back to downward dog. For the other side, right leg up high, bend the knee, thigh opens up to the right. You could stay right there or start to spin that bottom foot to the blade as the right foot approaches the mat. Open the heart and hand. And then make your way back to downward dog. Lower the knees, Cross the ankles and make your way to a seated position. Great job, everybody. Take a breath here. Knees are bent, feet are flat. Checking in with your intention. And then with the eyes open, I'm going to give you kind of two options here as well for kind of 2 rounds of hip opener with a stretch to follow. So extend your left leg out, toes to the sky. Bring the right knee in close to your chest. Bend at the ankle, and then cross that ankle over. So it's almost like a seated figure 4 to start with. Hands can be down or can assist as you bend that left knee a little bit. As you do that, take the hands behind you because you want to lift up the torso. And you already may start to feel a stretch. Turn towards you for a minute. Through that left hip and thigh area. And this may be enough, but you can bring the leg in, you can push yourself up higher, lean forward, whatever you need to get that stretch. This first round, we're doing it a little bit faster. We'll have a second round because I have options for some. And then you're gonna let that left leg straighten back out. Place the right foot on the mat, either outside or inside. And with the right hand behind you, you can just twist to the right. Could also take the elbow outside the thigh. Turn back to front. Release that side, straighten the right, bend the left knee in, ankle stays bent as you cross it over the right thigh, near the knee. That may be enough, but you could also slide the right heel in. Use your hands to give you leverage so you're not just rounding the back. That's not going to get the stretch where you want it. Keep the ankle bent. And the body towards the thighs, if you need it. Straighten the right leg out. Place the left foot flat on the mat inside or outside the thigh. Left arm behind, and either the hand or elbow outside. As you lengthen, right toes to the sky and twist. Gazing back to the front and releasing. So we're going to repeat that in seated, or if you're comfortable with pigeon pose coming from downward dog, your knees are okay, you can follow me along that way. So set up for going back to that right side or cross the ankles, make your way into downward facing dog. If you're in downward dog, lift the right leg up, bend the knee and ankle, and then take the right knee to the right side of your mat. So the outer shin is on the mat as you slide your left leg back. Keeping the weight centered through the hips, not rolling over. You can start to come down to forearms as slow as you need to, moving slowly, breathing through it, relaxing shoulders, face, neck. Otherwise, you're in that seated figure 4, bringing your thighs closer to your chest, chest closer to thigh. Deep, full breaths. Just kind of moving your awareness into the areas that are kind of vibrating, making some noise. Releasing that tension. So if you're seated, you can start to move in your spinal twist that way. If you're in pigeon pose, you could try this. You're gonna start turning your body to the right and bring your left upper arm to the mat. Palms will be together. I should have done the other side first, but palms are together. You're lifting your chest up a bit into that twist. So right elbow to the sky, heart open. Keep the head in line with the spine. You can bring your entire upper arm to the floor on that left side for deeper stretch. And then everyone can come out of their twist and go back to seated with legs extended or return to downward facing dog. Preparing for the other side from downward dog. Bend the left knee and ankle, side of the shin on the mat. Make sure the knee is over to the left, not under the center of your body. As you slide your right leg back, straight behind you, and start to move slowly into a deeper stretch as needed. Hips are a place where we store a lot of emotional tension. So when you stay in these poses a long time, you might feel stuff come up. So just breathe through it and know that's the body's way of kind of trying to get through it, move to the other side. To move into that twist from pigeon pose, you can start to turn your body to the left. Bring your right upper arm to the mat, palms meet, and you can kind of lift yourself up from there. If you need to go deeper, kind of slide the elbow farther. But rather than let the head hang heavy, keep it in line with your spine. Remember, twists are so great for detoxifying, digestion, getting those fluids going, as well as nutrition to the discs between the spine, between the vertebrae. And then coming back to center from wherever you are. If you were doing it from pigeon pose, you can just bring your legs around. We'll be kind of where everyone else is. Make sure you have room behind you. And slowly bring yourself all the way down to the mat. You can use your hands if you'd like to get there. Once you're there, straighten the legs. Reach the arms behind you. Make like a lowercase letter L, reaching through fingers and toes, squeezing muscles. Bring the arms by your side. Turn the palms up and draw the shoulder blades a little bit more towards each other underneath your body. And release the lower back to the mat as you walk the feet in, hip width apart. Keep the toes facing the short edge of your mat. Begin to press into the four corners of each foot. Draw the belly down and start to lift the glutes, the low back, the middle torso, chin away from chest. Maybe even interlace fingers underneath your body to really get those upper arms under you a bit. Lengthening the low back towards your shins. Imaginary block between your thighs. Stretching out those upper thighs, hip flexors. And then open the arms out to the side to slowly release the vertebrae one at a time back to your mat. And then you can hug the knees into your chest. Exhale, forehead to knees. Head back down, maybe rock side to side. It's be a great time to move into Shavasana. So if you have the extra 5 or 10 minutes, just start to let your body melt into position for Shavasana. Maybe supporting the backs of your knees with a bolster, taking the legs out in front of you, palms to the sky. Close your eyes. And just let your body assimilate all that you've done. Send that newly released energy into places for health and wellness. Every cell glowing with your intention, light, If you can, stay here for about 10 minutes. Some soft music or just the rhythm of your breath. Otherwise, you can take yourself slowly out of it by bending the knees, rolling to one side, and coming back to a seated position. With eyes closed, feeling gratitude for blessings, small, present, and yet to manifest. Thank you for taking your time today with me. Have a great rest of your day.